Not to say never, 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 never either. I mean, it's just like, with the information that we have right now, it's like, you know, we would never entertain it. But if there is a system, okay, that is viable and provides the coverage, and if it's a model that, like I think, Jack, you articulately stated, hey, if we can steal the model and negotiate the model and have the model with our own people, well, that makes all the sense in the world to get the best of both worlds. So, believe me,
we get the same service at a reduced rate, and
but at this point, if you're talking to anybody out there, no, we're not joining the Metro, no, we're not doing it, you know.
Joanne, we were told
and that's
there
what
was.
you've always said, and the other thing that was mentioned by Senator Sweeney at one time, and I can't remember, within the last year, was that if we all don't get on board, we might lose state funding, and then we'll where you got.
Now that may, by the way, it might.
No, but I don't think Senator Sweeney he wasn't talking about police. He was talking about shared services.
Right.
In general, he wasn't talking about police.
If I'm not mistaken, I think this was,
It
was in the context of this. Well, here I have a suggestion for you guys, and I don't know how it could be worded because I know information changes and things may change, but it might behoove you guys, and when I say guys, I mean everyone, to possibly make a resolution and squash it right then and there, because the rumors will continue to go around.
A resolution, I don't think we can do a resolution.
A resolution that Pennsauken's not going to be involved with the Metro.
At this point in time, or
with
forever, or if there's
well, like I said, I'm not sure how it could be worded, because obviously you don't want to lock the door, but with the current information, it's a no. So,
If that's based upon.
But anyway.
I'm
but
only
see,
saying it's a suggestion because.
This is a matter of public record, this
Sure.
meeting right now.
Sure.
And I think everybody's in agreement under the current things here. We're not even entertaining that. I'll take it a step farther. Maybe we'll look at it a little differently after the March site, after the animal shelter, after some of the other things.
Maybe even a couple of years down the road,
You know.
see what happens with
Takes
all-
that same
all
amount of
repair.
time, we'll be retired.
I mean,
Okay.
let's let them see if they can work this thing out to make it work, okay, and then we'll go from there. But I don't know how strongly we can state it. There is not a prayer. We're not entertaining anything. We're not looking at. There's nothing to look at. I mean, you know, to be honest with you. And we never even come close to making that decision. And I'll state on record, as long as I'm on this committee, in whatever capacity, if something like that is going to be shared, there is a good probability that this committee would recommend that have an open meeting somewhere and saying, okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's lay the cards on the table and let's have everything out here, and let's pack Pennsauken Country Club, put all the residents that want to come in there and lay out the good, the bad, the ugly, and you know, saying, okay, here's where we at, and do it right.
Well, we'll make sure that
Yeah,
work
well,
gets out
I would think that we would do that.
I would say at the minimum you would do something like that.
Yeah.
But they're a long way off. You know, and I would think that, you know, their schedule was not on paper, it was talked about, and this, and they have other issues with their communication and all that kind of stuff to make this work, that they're still installing antennas throughout the county and all that stuff. So they've got some other things to pull together before they can pull this off.
Right, and I think there's some skepticism as to whether it should be a freeholder position, since there is already a county sheriff's department, whether the freeholder should be running the thing too. And I know there's a sore spot still in Pennsauken with the MAR, and that they stepped in on that. So there were concerns, and that's why I asked. And I didn't think anything had changed, but
Yeah,
but I know they had the meeting yesterday, and I know you were there, Mr. Kelly, and so I just wanted to, you know,
And I will
make
go,
sure
you
we're all on
know,
the
I'll
same
go to
page
one
and
probably,
thoughts.
and Jack will go, you know, in September, where they'll, you know,
Sure.
the chief, and, but, again, that's our job, we'll go and
Sure.
listen to them the whole bit, but.
Now,
Well, and I appreciate that you would, because you can't get the right information if you're not there to hear it.
Now here's two other things that are important points. You know, you try to keep a balanced information here. there's been 41 murders in Camden, okay? And they pointed out, you want one murder in your town. All the towns combined don't have 41 murders compared to Camden. The governor has clearly gave a mandate to the mayor of Camden that these millions of dollars that they get every year aren't going to continue. They're going to get reduced, and eventually, to at some point, whatever that point is, they had to do something. They have to do something. So, in fairness to the freeholders, and in fairness to everybody there, I'll give them some credit for trying to come up with a plan, trying to come up with something. You know, that was like a runaway train, those contracts and whatnot. That had to be corrected in some form. There's various opinions how you could have done that.
Sure.
Existing guys and girls that are in there, you know, don't cut themselves. Newer people come in, you know,
Well, haven't they
don't
had
give them all that
layoffs
kind of
too?
stuff.
So they had no choice, they would not negotiate and they would not acquiesce. I mean, that's what Mr. Killian's talking
Right.
about here, is there's two sides of the story
Sure.
here, you know. Both sides gotta be cooperative.
That's the side that was pointed out, brought out yesterday,
Right.
but the other side wasn't in the meeting to contest that. So
Right.
that's, I'm trying to keep a balance there,
Right.
keeping our minds open and whatnot. I've heard different rumors, we've all heard rumors, you have heard rumors.
Sure.
So I think the big thing to do is to see what happens, see what they put out there. I'll tell you what, it was better than what I thought. There was no pressure. It was all kind of matter of fact. Thank you for coming out. And they're going to have another meeting with all the towns, all the counties, and that type of thing. And they wanted to leave us know where they were. Then there was things, why weren't police chiefs there, why weren't they on the committees? They were offered committees, but they didn't. Then there was bone of contention that, you know, they only had one police chief on one of the committees, but they had subcommittees, but they didn't stay around long enough to get on subcommittee.
Right.
That was going on with some other
Sure.
people. But to me, that's all, you know, it is what it is.
They've invited, Mr. Killian, they've invited the chief and the head of the FOD union to a meeting at the end of the month with all the other chiefs.
In September.
Yes.
Yeah, they said that was going to happen, yeah.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I guess I don't have to give you guys and girls a report. It's kind of there. That's pretty much it. I don't think I eliminated anything.
Rebecca?
Good morning. Ellen McMullen, 3462 Palace Court. We're doing a good job of bashing the county. I have received I guess it's called a press release of a sort that says that the county is going to save us, the towns and county, $1.3 million in trash disposal fees. And my question was, how is that going to affect Pennsauken? Are we going to get any of this benefit of $1.3 million worth of savings?
Yes,
And
we pay $65 a ton for trash disposal now, and whatever that is, I think it's 63 1 year, or 61 1 year, and 64
Yeah,
another year. That's how we'll save.
okay, so Pennsauken is part of this?
Sure.
Okay. There was no way to tell reading this thing, it just said,
No, we were part of it from the beginning.
so this is a good thing.
Yes,
That's
it
a
is.
good thing. Now, give a little credit now.
Oh, one thing, can I add to the other
Yes.
subject? Only 2 municipalities have met with, they have a vest meeting every 2 to 3 weeks down in Camden. The two, and the prosecutor, Warren Falk, mentioned this, that Pennsauken and Mertonville are the consistent participants of the municipalities at these vest meetings. And that was really nice to hear, you know, that all the other towns in Camden County can take advantage of it, and there's a lot of other towns that are bordering, but Mertonville and Pennsauken are the only two consistent ones there. So just wanted to, yeah, that was my last item I put there and highlighted, I forgot. So kudos to our department for sending representatives here.
Any other comments from, seeing no further comments, need a motion to close the public comments?
So moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's see here. Committee report today. Any comments from our, Mr. Figueroa, any comments?
Just a quiet summer. Most of the meetings we've had are basically postponed, held up during the summer. Black on.
Mr. Killian, I think you gave us your report already?
Yeah, I think I said enough. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their summer and has a safe Labor Day weekend coming up in a couple weeks.
Your report, Mr. Mayor.
Betsy?
I just have met with Larry Cardwell a little bit about website stuff, and with Frank about Consulting Team 19, and I'm excited to work with them and to share what I learned with committee as we move forward to get better information out to residents.
And from my side, believe it or not, I have very little to say here, and it hasn't been said already. But we are, and I don't want to steal your thunder here, but we are, if you remember, preparing the letters to go out to all our people on Route 130 to ask them, hey, let's work together. We're hopefully finalize the draft.
That's good.
And that draft will go, not the draft, but the final letter will go, or the initial letter will go out along with some follow-up to see if we can get them on board to kind of spruce the area up a little bit. But other than that, don't forget, next month we're back for 3 meetings, so, you get to enjoy to see us 3 times instead of twice, we know that, the summer was, longing to see us just, one more time.
And I apologize for coming in shorts today. It's been a long day at work, and I came right here, so.
Well, I have no apologies, Jack, because, you look better than I do. But other than that, need a motion to close? Oh, wait a second, if I'm not mistaken.
We're already
We're going to
We're
close.
going into closed session for the personnel.
Uh,
Need a motion to close this session and then.
Motion to close this session.
Second.
All right, and then we need a